Hello and welcome to the TotalEnergies BWF World Championships 2025 draw, and we are live here in the heart of Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. The TotalEnergies BWF World Championships 2025 will be held from the 25th to the 31st August in Paris, France. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon and welcome to the draw ceremony for the TotalEnergies BWF World Championships 2025, which will be held from the 25th to the 31st August 2025 in Paris, France. I'm Rashid Saleh and I'm the MC for the draw ceremony. The BWF World Championships is the most prestigious tournament in badminton. This is an individual championship where players compete for the title of world champion. There are 5 events offered: men's singles, women's singles, men's and women's doubles, and mixed doubles. First held in 1977 and originally hosted every 2 years, the BWF World Championships has, since 2003, been held every year except the year of the Summer Olympic Games. For example, for years 2016, 2020 and 2024, there were no BWF World Championships. The TotalEnergies BWF World Championships 2025 marks the 29th edition of this prestigious tournament. Before we proceed with the draw, I'd like to begin with the welcoming note from Kunying Patama Liswatrakul, the President of BWF International Olympic Committee member.
Distinguished guests, players, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone watching from around the world, a very warm welcome to the draw ceremony for the TotalEnergies BWF World Championships 2025. This year, we are honored to bring this important event back to Paris, a city that has long inspired the world with its elegance, energy, and passion for sport. Just last year, Paris proudly hosted the Olympic Games, and 15 years ago, it welcomed the World Championships. Now, it takes center stage once again to celebrate the very best of badminton. We are especially excited to return to the Adidas Arena, which provided a spectacular stage for badminton at the Paris 2024 Olympic Games. We are certain that it will once again offer a world-class experience for both athletes and fans. As the World Championships continue to captivate and inspire, we, the global badminton community, must make the most of this vibrant, exciting, and colorful event to promote our sport and elevate it further as a truly global sport. On behalf of the BWF, I would like to thank the French Badminton Federation and TotalEnergies for their support and partnership. Your efforts and dedication have been instrumental in bringing this event to life. We wish everyone the very best for the draw, and we look forward to an unforgettable journey ahead, one that will lead us to crown our next world champions in the magnificent city of Paris. We are grateful to badminton fans across the globe for your lasting commitment. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Madam President, for your inspiring words. And now I'd like to welcome the representative from the French Badminton Federation, Mr. Frank Laurent, the President of French Badminton Federation.
C'est avec une immense fierté que nous accueillons les championnats du monde de badminton pour la deuxième fois de notre histoire. Ils prendront place dans la même salle que les Jeux Olympiques et Paralympiques, l'Adidas Arena, porte de la Chapelle, à Paris. Nous espérons créer dans cette salle la même atmosphère, le même engouement, la même ferveur que pour Paris 2024. L'enthousiasme populaire est palpable et nous attendons près de 50 000 spectateurs tout au long de la compétition, prêts à soutenir, encourager et découvrir ces champions et championnes venus des 5 continents. Je tiens à exprimer ma profonde gratitude à toutes les équipes qui ont travaillé sans relâche sur ce projet. Un remerciement tout particulier à la BWF pour sa confiance et son accompagnement quotidien dans la réalisation de cet événement exceptionnel. Je souhaite également mettre en lumière le rôle essentiel de nos 300 volontaires. Votre engagement et le temps que vous consacrez à cette compétition sont inestimables. Merci chaleureusement pour votre dévouement et votre passion. Faisons de cette compétition un moment unique, riche en échanges, en joie, en convivialité. Le sport, et plus particulièrement le badminton, a cette capacité incroyable de rassembler, de créer des liens entre les gens. Je vous donne rendez-vous dès le 25 août dans la Ville Lumière pour vivre, partager ensemble ce rêve. See you in Paris.
Thank you, Mr. Frank Laurent. And now I'd like to welcome our title sponsor, TotalEnergies, for the welcome speech. And for that, we have Ms. Patricia Law, the Sales and Marketing Director, TotalEnergies Marketing Malaysia, Sudirman Berhad.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, athletes, badminton fans around the world, it's my great pleasure today to join you at the live draw for TotalEnergies BWF World Championship 2025. First and foremost, I would like to extend our sincere thanks to Badminton World Federation and Fédération Française de Badminton for hosting this momentous event. As the title sponsor and official energies partner of BWF's major event since 2015, TotalEnergies is proud to continue supporting the growth and global reach for this dynamic sport. And we are honored to be part of this badminton's ongoing journey. This year's championship is especially meaningful for TotalEnergies. With it happening in Paris, France, our home ground, it allowed us to celebrate not only the sport, but also the vibrant culture and energy of this iconic city. We are thrilled to welcome the world's top athletes and badminton fans to experience the magic of badminton in a city that embodies passions, excellence, and solidarity. TotalEnergies has a history of 101 years. As a global integrated energies company, we are committed to energizing lives and communities, including through sports. Badminton exemplified the values we hold dearly: precision, endurance, and performance. These are the same qualities that we define in our products and services, and they are why our customers continue to trust and choose TotalEnergies. We know that many of our customers are badminton fans too. As the tournaments draw nearer, as the excitement builds, the energy level rises, we eagerly await yet another chapter of badminton history. So with the live draw today, let's the countdown to Paris 2025 truly begin. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Patricia Law. The draw is conducted electronically using the tournament software system, which is used for all BWF international competitions. Therefore, we do not use the capsules and boxes you may be familiar with from other events. This is due to the large number of participants in the championships, 382 players from 53 members, as well as regulations specific to the World Championships. We have 64 players in the men's singles draw, and starting from this edition, we are pleased to announce that the women's singles draw will also feature 64 players, the same as men's singles. This expansion, up from 48 players previously, marks the first time in the World Championship history that both singles events will have equal draw sizes. For the doubles events, we will have 48 pairs in each of the following categories: men's doubles, women's doubles, and mixed doubles. The draw will be conducted using BWF's official electronic draw system, and we will guide you through each step of the process as we go along. We will make the mixed doubles draw first, then women's doubles, then men's doubles, then women's singles, and then finish with the men's singles draw. We will also take a look at the seeds in each event before we make that draw. There are 16 seeds in each event, which is a rule specific to the World Championships, and the seedings are taken from the World Rankings of Tuesday, 5th August 2025. All draws will be published once they have been validated by the BWF referee. Now, joining us today are BWF referee, Mr. Pencho Stoyanov from Bulgaria, who will witness and validate the integrity of the draw, and BWF Technical Events Manager, Mr. Matthew Hecker, who will be assisting our guests in conducting the draw. We begin today's draw with the mixed doubles event. The 2023 BWF World Champions in mixed doubles were Seo Seung-jae and Chae-yu Jung of Korea. Let's recap their winning moments, followed by the top 16 seeds for this year's mixed doubles draw. Unfortunately, the 2023 champions in mixed doubles will not be competing this year, which means we are guaranteed to see new champions emerge in 2025. We're now pleased to welcome Ms. Patricia Law, the Sales and Marketing Director, TotalEnergies Marketing Malaysia Sdn, in making the draw for the 5 events. The draw will be conducted electronically using BWF's official system. Without further ado, let's begin the draw process. First, we click on the roster and make sure that we've selected the correct event, mixed doubles. Then we take a look at the full list of entries. Patricia, could you please scroll through the entries so we can see how many pairs are participating this year? Right. We can now see that the 16 seeded pairs and a total of 48 entries have accepted the invitation to compete in the 2025 BWF World Championships. Now that we have 48 pairs in the system, we're ready to proceed with the draw. Please go to the navigation bar at the top of the page, click on Draw, and select Make Draws. It's the third option from the drop-down menu. So once again, ensure that we are making the draw for the correct event, mixed doubles, with a main draw of 48 entries. So Patricia, please click Next once you have confirmed that the correct event has been selected. Now, at this stage, let me explain the regulation regarding the separation of entries by members. In BWF terms, a member refers to the national or regional badminton association representing a country or territory, for example, Cook Island or Tahiti. To maintain fairness, the draw process aims to prevent, as far as possible, players or pairs from the same member from meeting in the first round. This follows BWF Statutes, Section 5.2.1, Major Events Tournament Regulations, Clause 10.3, which states the separation of entries shall be used in the main draw so as to avoid, wherever possible, the entries from any one member meeting in the first round. To carry out the draw in accordance with the regulation we just explained, you'll notice that there are several options on this screen. Okay, Patricia, could you please select country and tick separate first round only in the lower section. Now, this ensures that where possible, players and pairs from the same member do not meet in the first round. Please note this separation setting will apply across all 5 events in the World Championships. Now that the separation has been set, please click Next. Okay, Patricia, could you please slowly scroll down so we can see the results of the draw? Okay, you may now go ahead and click Finish. Now, at this stage, a pop-up window will appear, prompting us to save and finalize the mixed doubles draw. So, Patricia, please click Yes to confirm and continue with the draw. Now, on the left-hand panel, please click on Draws. And here it is, the mixed doubles draw, now displayed in a readable bracket format. So, Patricia, slowly scroll through the draw so we can view the placements of the 16 seeds and that the member separations have been applied correctly. Great, thank you, Patricia. Up next, we move on to the women's doubles draw. The 2023 world champions in this event were Chen Qinchen and Jia Yifan of China. Let's take a quick recap on their win, and then we'll take a look at the top 16 seeds for this year's women's doubles draw. The 2023 women's doubles champions Chen Qinchen and Jia Yifan of China will not be participating in the 2025 World Championships. Following the Paris 2024 Olympic Games, the pair are now playing with different partners, each paired with a younger player. As a result, we are guaranteed to witness new champions emerge in this event as well. Patricia from TotalEnergies is still with us, and she will now conduct the women's doubles draw. The process will be identical to what we followed for the mixed doubles draw. First, on the left-hand panel, click on Roster and make sure the selected event is women's doubles. Then we take a look at the list of entries. Patricia, could you please scroll through the entries so we can see how many pairs are participating? We can now see that all 16 seeded pairs are listed, and a total of 48 women doubles pairs have accepted the invitation to compete at the World Championships. Now that we have the correct number of entries, we can now proceed to make the draw. At the top navigation bar, click on Draw, then select Make Draws, the third option in the drop-down menu. Again, ensure that the correct event is selected, women's doubles, with a main draw of 48 entries. Patricia, please click Next once you've confirmed the event selection. Please also check that the country and separate first round only are ticked. The setting was applied during the mixed doubles draw and will carry through to all remaining events. Now that the separation setting is confirmed, please click Next. Great. Now, Patricia, could you slowly scroll down so we can see the results? Great. All right. You may now click Finish. A pop-up will appear asking to save the women's doubles draw. Patricia, please click Yes to confirm and continue. Now, on the left-hand panel, click on Draws. The women's doubles draw is now visible in a readable bracket format. So, Patricia, could you slowly scroll through the draw so we can see the positions of the 16 seeds and that the country separation has been applied. Thank you, Patricia. Next, we move on to the men's doubles draw. The 2023 world champions in this category were Kang Min-hyuk and Seo Seung-jae of Korea. Let's take a quick highlight from their 2023 win, as well as this year's top 16 seeds for the men's doubles event. Although Kang Min-hyuk and Seo Seung-jae of Korea were the 2023 men's doubles world champions, they will not be competing together in Paris for the 2025 BWF World Championships. Seo Seung-jae remains in contention, now partnered with Kim Won-ho. With all these new pairings and changes in the doubles categories, we're guaranteed brand new champions in every doubles event this year. Now we'll welcome our guest Patricia once again, who will conduct the draw for the men's doubles event. Once again, first please click on Roster on the left-hand panel and ensure the selected event is men's doubles. Then we take a look at the list of entries. So Patricia, could you please scroll through the entries so we can see how many pairs are participating? We can now see that all 16 seeded pairs are included, and a total of 48 men's doubles pairs have accepted the invitation to compete in the World Championships. All right, we're ready to proceed with the draw. Please go to the top navigation bar, click on Draw, and select Make Draws. It's the third option in the drop-down menu. Once again, confirm that the selected event is men's doubles and that the main draw consists of 48 entries. Patricia, please click Next. Now, please check that country and separate first round only are selected in the draw wizard. As mentioned earlier, this setting was applied during the first draw and will carry through all remaining events. So once confirmed, please click Next. So Patricia, could you now scroll down so we can see the draw results? Great. You may now click Finish. A pop-up window will now appear asking to save the men's doubles draw. Patricia, please click Yes to confirm. Now on the left-hand panel, please click on Draws. And here we have it, the men's doubles draw displayed in a readable bracket format. So Patricia, could you slowly scroll through the draw so we can see the placement of the 16 seeds and that the member separation has been applied. Thank you, Patricia. Next, we move on to the women's singles draw. The 2023 world champion in this category was An Se-young of Korea. Let's recap her winning points, and then we'll reveal the top 16 seeds for this year's women's singles event. This is the first edition of the World Championships, where the women's singles draw features 64 entries, the same as men's singles. As you can see at the top of the seedings is An Se-young of Korea, the defending world champion, current world number one, and Olympic champion. She returns to Paris aiming to defend her title after a dominant season, and all eyes will be on her as she leads the women's singles field. Now we welcome back our guest, Patricia, who will proceed with the draw for the women's singles event. First, please click on roster in the left-hand panel and ensure that the selected event is women's singles. Then let's take a look at the full list of entries. So Patricia, could you scroll through the entries so we can see how many players are listed? Right, we can now see that all 16 seeded players are present, and a total of 64 players have accepted the invitation to compete in the women's singles at this year's World Championships. All right, we're now ready to begin the draw. Please go to the top navigation bar, click on Draw and select Make Draws, the third option in the drop-down menu. Once again, make sure the selected event is women's singles and that the main draw shows 64 entries. So Patricia, please click Next. And now please check that country and separate first round only are both selected in the draw wizard. Again, the setting was applied in the earlier draws and will carry over for all remaining events. Once that's confirmed, please click Next. So Patricia, could you scroll through the draw so we can see the results? Great. You may now click Finish. A pop-up window will now appear asking whether to save the women's singles draw. Patricia, please click Yes and proceed. Now, please click on Draws in the left-hand panel. Draws. Thank you. And there we have it, the women's singles draw, now displayed in a clear and readable format. So Patricia, could you slowly scroll through the draw so we can view the 16 seeds and that the member separation has been applied? Thank you once again, Patricia. Up next is the men's singles draw, and this will be the final draw of the day. The 2023 world champion in this event was Kunlavut Vititsan of Thailand, who made history as the first Thai player ever to win the men's singles title at the World Championships. Let's take a quick highlight of his win, and then we'll take a look at the top 16 seeded players in this year's men's singles event. At the top of the seedings for the men's singles is Shi Yuqi of China, but the spotlight will also be on defending champion Kunlavut Vititsan of Thailand, the first Thai player ever to win a men's singles title at the World Championships. Seeded third this year, he returns looking to defend his crown, and all eyes will be on whether he can repeat his historic triumph. Now, Patricia, please proceed to make the draw for the men's singles event. First, click on Roster in the left-hand panel and make sure the selected event is men's singles. Then let's take a look at the list of entries. So Patricia, could you scroll slowly through the entries so we can see how many players are listed? We can now see that all 16 seeded players are present, and a total of 64 players have accepted the invitation to compete in the men's singles at this year's World Championships. Excellent. We're now ready to proceed with the draw. Please go to the top navigation bar, click on Draw, and select Make Draws. It's the third option in the drop-down menu. Once again, confirm that the selected event is men's singles and that the main draw shows 64 entries. Patricia, please click Next. And now please ensure that the boxes for country and separate first round only are checked in the draw wizard. The setting was applied during the earlier draws and will remain consistent across all events. Once confirmed, please click Next. So Patricia, could you now scroll through the results so we can see the draw? You may now click Finish. A pop-up window will now appear asking to save the men's singles draw. Patricia, please click Yes. Now please click on the Draws, thank you, on the left-hand panel. And here it is, the men's singles draw, now displayed in a clear and readable format. Patricia, could you slowly scroll through the draw so we can view the 16 seeds and that the member separation has been applied correctly? Thank you. Please be reminded that the draws will be published once the BWF referee, Pencho Stoyanov, has validated each draw. So thank you very much, Patricia, Matthew, and Pencho Stoyanov for conducting the draw. That concludes the draw for the TotalEnergies BWF World Championships 2025. The 2025 BWF World Championships brings an historic first, with the women's singles draw expanded to 64 players matching the men's singles. So fans can look forward to an exciting lineup featuring top seeds, defending champions, and rising stars from across the globe. With new partnerships, a few notable absences, and strong representation from badminton powerhouses, this edition promises thrilling matches and fresh champions across all 5 events. On behalf of the Badminton World Federation, we would like to extend our sincere thanks to our title sponsor, TotalEnergies, and to all our partners and sponsors for making this event possible. We'd also like to thank you, our audience, for joining us and being part of the draw process today. We look forward to welcoming you to the TotalEnergies BWF World Championships 2025, taking place from the 25th to the 31st August in Paris, France. But before we end this live stream, we invite you to discover the charm of Paris and everything it has to offer during the championships. Thank you, and see you in Paris.